Do you know what helium-3 is and how this element can revolutionize technology and the way we exploit energy on the planet? China is one of the developing countries that is involved in the current space race, with ambitions for space exploration and the use of resources from the moon. Former American astronaut Harrison Schmitt points to the need for alternative sources of energy, due to factors such as political and economic power aspirations, population growth, and the adverse effects caused by climate change, as drivers of the search for resources in space. China, where currently 75% of consumed energy comes from coal-fired power plants, expects energy demand to increase fourfold in the next 50 years. To meet that demand, China has plans to commercialize resources from the moon, such as ice, precious metals, and large reserves of helium-3. This rare gas can be used to produce clean energy in nuclear fusion power plants. According to data from the New Citizen, 40 grams of helium-3 can replace 5,000 tons of coal in terms of energy. However, for energy generated by helium-3 fusion to become commercially viable, the process needs to become cheaper. The question is whether the exploration of helium-3 on the moon is worth the investment and effort involved. In addition, the race to obtain this resource can be seen as a geopolitical dispute, with those who arrive first having an advantage. Today our conversation is about the real possibility of exploiting natural resources on the moon. It is not a coincidence that China launched a rover on the dark side of the moon and NASA has plans to return to the lunar satellite. If you liked the video, don't forget to rate my hours of research and production by subscribing to the channel, giving a like, and sharing. The current space race focuses on finding alternative sources of energy to meet the growing demands of developing countries like China. With its population growing and its industries developing rapidly, China needs to find clean and renewable sources of energy to meet its growing needs. China has ambitious plans for space exploration, including the commercialization of resources from the moon such as ice, precious metals, and large reserves of helium-3. Helium-3 is a rare gas on Earth but is considered a potential source of clean and renewable energy. It can be used to produce energy in nuclear fusion plants, a technology that is still under development. Exploring helium-3 on the moon could be an advantage for China as it is a clean and renewable energy source, and it is more efficient than coal, which is currently the main fuel used in China. However, exploring helium-3 on the moon also has its disadvantages. The first is that it is still a developing technology and needs to be perfected before it can be commercialized. The second is that exploring helium-3 on the moon is a costly and complicated process. In addition, exploring helium-3 on the moon could cause geopolitical problems, as other countries are also interested in exploring these resources. The competition for exploring helium-3 on the moon could lead to tensions between countries and even war. Despite these drawbacks, exploring helium-3 on the moon is an opportunity for China to stand out as a world leader in clean and renewable energy technology. China has the potential to become a space and energy superpower, but must be careful in exploring lunar resources and take into account geopolitical and environmental implications. Meanwhile, it is important for other countries to also get involved in this space race and seek alternative sources of energy to meet the needs of their growing populations and developing industries. The search for clean and renewable sources of energy is vital. Helium-3-based nuclear fusion is considered one of the greatest promises for clean energy production in the future. China has invested in research and development of nuclear fusion technologies with the goal of making this source of energy commercially viable. Helium-3 is considered a rare element on Earth, but is found in large quantities on the Moon. Therefore, China has considered moon exploration as a way to obtain this valuable element. The exploration of helium-3 on the moon has raised concerns about ethical and legal issues. If China or another country were to establish a helium-3 mining operation on the moon, this could lead to territorial disputes and a new space race. In addition, excessive exploration of the moon could cause irreversible damage to the lunar environment and harm future scientific missions. The search for clean energy and space exploration are complex challenges that require balanced and ethical-based solutions. China has shown a commitment to the search for alternative energy sources, but it is important that these efforts are done responsibly and with awareness. The search for clean energy should not be used as justification for excessive exploration of space and the moon. As we continue to explore the extraction of minerals on the moon, it could have a significant impact on society, especially if China or another country were to successfully achieve it. This could lead to a technological and energy revolution as resources found on the moon, such as helium-3, are seen as crucial for the production of clean and renewable energy. It is important to note that commercial space exploration is a still nascent area and much is unknown about its potential impacts and challenges. However, it is undeniable that the search for alternative energy sources and commercial space exploration are crucial topics for the future of humanity. China and other countries are investing more and more in this area, and it is important that there is open and transparent discussion about its benefits and risks, so that we can make informed decisions and find sustainable solutions. I'm glad you're satisfied with my response. Have a great day.
Abierta y transparente sobre sus beneficios y riesgos, para que podamos tomar decisiones informadas y encontrar soluciones sostenibles. No tienes idea de la satisfacción que tengo cuando terminas de ver hasta el final. Hasta el próximo vídeo.